And this is going to be episode 2 of Let's Complete the Pokedex in Pokemon Blue, accompanied by some scenes of Pokemon Red where we catch Pokemon that we then trade over to Blue. Basically, in this episode, we are going to first go through the Viridian Forest, and then we're going to tackle Brock, before we get all the way to the entrance of Mount Moon. This was originally about an hour of raw footage, partly just because I couldn't, and it was hard to find certain Pokemon that I was looking for. Because I want to kind of clear out all the Pokemon that I can get from one area before moving on to the next, so that I can clear them off my list. Because I have a couple pages of like notes of where to catch each Pokemon as I go along. It makes it easier. I just don't want to forget any Pokemon and then have like 149 and think I'm done. That'd be bad. But anyway, that's besides the point. Today is Sunday, November 11th. I'm gonna try to knock out 5 episodes of Pokemon Blue today. I already have 2 recorded, and I'm recording a commentary of the first one. It's almost 3 o'clock right now. I started earlier, actually a lot earlier, and I don't know if I'll end up getting to 5 episodes, but I'm gonna try to record as many episodes as I can today. Today is pretty much just gonna be dedicated to my YouTube channel. I decided to take out a day of my weekend, because I have a 3-day weekend, to get enough episodes recorded for a couple weeks at least, and hopefully I can commentate over all of them, and then also maybe start recording a shorter project that I can upload alongside Blue to extend the amount of content on my channel. If I do end up recording something today, it'll most likely end up being Star Fox, but I'm not sure if I'm going to, so I can't comment on any of that right now. But so far, I've recorded episodes 1, 2, and 3. Episode 1 is already up on YouTube. Episode 2 is being narrated over. I don't really know what word to use for like commentated. To me, sounds really weird. Narrated is kind of to me it's not really narrating, because when you narrate something, you're like saying what's on screen, like now he takes steps to the left before he moves up to check if there's anything up there, before turning back to the left and going back down to progress through the cave, or through the forest. Like, to me that's what narrating is. So when I think about what I'm doing, like, I'm talking over gameplay. I'm talking over a let's play, so I don't really even know what to call that. If you guys, how about you guys let me know what you call it, and I can maybe steal one of your guys' words, because I don't really know a good one. But anyway, as I'm speaking over episode 3 or episode 2, the biggest challenge from episodes 1, 2, and 3 has been finding one Pokemon on these routes. It's just one Pokemon has always given me trouble. Oh, and by the way, I'm showing this episode, or not this episode, this battle, because gotta show a battle against one of the bug catchers in Viridian Forest, just for the sake of showing one. Pretty much, this is the last guy that you can fight in Viridian Forest. Or you have to fight him. There's no way around him. I think he's the only one that you have to fight, and so I thought I might as well show him off, because he's kind of I guess you could say the boss. He has the best Pokemon of the 3 trainers that you fight. He's really not hard, but showing him off just because. Yeah, like I was saying, there's one Pokemon for me that is just giving me so much trouble. And in episode 1, if you guys recall, it was the Nidoran, not female. I caught a female. That was pretty easy. The Nidoran male was giving me a ton of trouble. So much so that I resorted to catching it in red, where it was easier to find. I do the same thing in this episode, resorting to red to catch a Weedle, because for some reason I couldn't find one in blue. I found a Pikachu a lot faster than I found a Weedle, which is just weird to me. I know Weedle is a lot less common in this than Caterpie, but still, I always remember finding an abundance of them playing through as a kid, but maybe that's just me having a poor memory and just finding a bunch of Caterpies. I don't know. But yeah, so there is a little bit of footage in red where when I when I go to catch Weedle, and there's trading footage in this episode, even though it's not completely necessary, because I was just tired of trying to find one in blue. I really was hoping that in this episode I wouldn't have to do a lot of running back and forth to find Pokemon. It actually ended up taking me a little while. I had over 50 minutes of raw footage again for this episode, and again in episode 3 I have over 50 minutes of raw footage, just from trades. In this, trades do actually take a little bit of time. In episode 1, trades were probably the biggest time waster, and in episode 3, the biggest time waster is finding a Pokemon in Mount Moon that I'm pretty sure you guys can guess, the most uncommon Pokemon in Mount Moon. Oh god, it took me so long. But through editing techniques and such, I can make it much easier I can make it much quicker, and there won't be dull moments like there was for me actually trying to catch them. But when I actually found it, I was so happy, but that's for more further discussion in episode 3. Basically, the whole idea of this episode was I want to get to Mount Moon, was pretty much what I told myself before starting the episode, and I was hoping to get it done in a short amount of footage. I was thinking about like 35 minutes I could probably get there, including battles, but then I ended up having to do a lot of stuff capturing Pokemon. I think it took me about like 12 minutes to get to end up getting all of the Pokemon. I knew it would probably take longer than I would hope, but you never know. Maybe I would get lucky. I didn't really end up getting lucky, and so I end up going through, and it actually took me a little bit of time. Something that does bear mentioning is this Charles is not the same as the Charles that I have on my blue cartridge. The Charles on this red cartridge it was given the name of Charles after I caught it later, and because I'm playing alongside it with my red cartridge, because there's certain Pokemon and stuff that you well, there's the region exclusive Pokemon, of course, as well as there are Pokemon that are a lot more common in one over the other, and the ones that are a lot more common in red, I think I'm just going to catch in red, because so far they've been giving me a lot of trouble to catch in blue. And also, I think that I'm going to be, well, I know that I'm going to be needing to get an Eevee from I think it's Celadon City. You have to get the Eevee, and then there's the fossils that you need to get from Mount Moon that you have to get in red, and then so yeah, basically I am playing through red alongside blue. I've just been playing red like whenever I've been playing. As I've been going out, I've been playing while I've been watching YouTube videos, just doing whatever, and I'm usually playing red to catch up with all the playing of blue that I've been doing. My red, I'm actually at the same point as I am in my blue in red, but I've played more than an hour less, because I've been spending so much less time focusing on running back and forth in grass trying to find the right Pokemon to catch. So I'm assuming that my final clock, my final internal gameplay time for blue will end up being somewhere around like 35-ish hours to complete the Pokedex, including about another 20, I would say, from red to get to every point that I need to get to. Plus, I'm going to have to start a new game yet again after I get to the point where there's no more Pokemon that I need to capture to trade to blue, because you need the third Eevee. And if you guys didn't know, there is no breeding in Pokemon, in first generation Pokemon games, which is it's weird, but it makes sense when you realize they have no genders. Like, it just never occurred to me. I always assumed that it was possible to be able to breed in Gen 1, because it was possible in Generation 2. And when I was younger playing the Generation 2 games, to me, like, having an egg of a Pokemon was always so cool, because I never caught on to the fact that it would be the same Pokemon as the ones that had the egg. I always thought that it would be like a surprise, and then it would always end up being the Pokemon. That was honestly like at the point where I could barely read, so I just kind of deducted that it might be something random after I'd gotten the Togepi out of the egg and that sort of stuff. But anyway, a note about these trainers: the junior trainer that you fight before Brock, if you have a Bulbasaur or a Squirtle, is actually, in my opinion, more difficult than Brock, because these two the Sandshrew and the Diglett are both only ×2 weak to, or they're not ×4 super effective. The water and grass moves aren't ×4 super effective, they are ×2, so they're only ×2 weak, like I was saying. I don't know why I had to rephrase that, because now that I rephrased it and think about it, it made perfect sense when I said it the first time. But so it's harder to do more damage to them, but if you have a Charmander as your starter, then it's way easier to deal with the first trainer than it is to deal with Brock. Brock is really hard, and if you're trying to deal with him with only a Charmander, or if you're playing a yellow and you don't catch a Mankey, it's fairly difficult. You could get by with a Butterfree using Confusion. That's happened a lot before. But I think Red is in this games, or in the first generation games, if you have a the first gym is super easy if you choose or with any gym that has any generation that has the first type rock type gym, it's really easy if you choose the water or grass starter, because I mean, just having the type advantage right off the bat is really easy. And I'd like to point out before it's over, because it almost is, this gym leader theme is my favorite of any games, of any Pokemon games. It's also probably one of my favorite themes of any Pokemon game ever. The only ones that I think that can compare are the Team Rocket Takeover in Gold, Silver Crystal, and the Game Corner in Gold, Silver Crystal. Those are probably my 3 favorite Pokemon themes. I also do enjoy the sort of redone themes in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Fire Red, Leaf Green, but I don't like them. I don't like any of them as much as I like the original Game Corner for Gold and Silver, or the original Team Rocket Takeover in Gold and Silver, or really just nothing compares to the gym leader theme in Red and Blue. It was just so epic. It's really probably one of my favorite pieces of video game music, just in the history of gaming. Like, nothing can compare, for me at least. Here, I just decide that I might as well show off some of Pewter City, because there's really not much to do in Pewter City. I show off the museum just because I think all you guys that have played the game can agree with, or have played some of the first generation Pokemon games, or all of them, can agree with me in the fact that there's not that much to do in Pewter City. You fight the gym and then you leave. Like, there's really nothing here. It's a pretty empty place. Like, when you when I play through like, or when I get to, sorry, I just completely got incoherent for a second, but the later cities, even Cerulean, which is the very next city you go to, has a lot more stuff to look at and see and do. So yeah, and I mean, as you can see, there's almost nothing. We will come back though, because there is one important thing to do here. As you can see, there was a branch, or not a branch, but a tree that we can use cut on. We don't have cut yet. I decided to show off one more little building in here where the kid wants to get his Nidoran to sit, and then this guy who looks like a hiker, and he has kind of a Mickey Mouse face, or a Donald, not a Donald Duck, but what's his name? A Goofy face, like he looks like Goofy from the Mickey Mouse sort of thing. He's there, and yeah, that guy, he explains that Pokemon that you trade might not obey you unless you have the right gym badge. I've really only had the problem of Pokemon that I've traded not obeying me like once, where I actually used a traded Pokemon for an entire playthrough. In my Fire Red cartridge that I have a legit Mew in that I don't know where it is. I lost it, can't find it, and I'm really disappointed because I went to Toys R Us at an event and got a legit Mew in the cart, and it was really cool to me to have a Mew that I didn't have to Game Shark or anything. The only other game that you can really get a legit Mew in without cheating is, well, you can get it in Emerald if you have, I think it takes an e-reader card, and you can get it in Red and Blue by means of glitch, but it's hard, it's like almost impossible to get it is impossible to get a legit Mew without events, unless you're playing Emerald or Ruby and Sapphire, because you can do like the e-reader card thing. But even that, I'm pretty sure that card was given away in an event, so it's pretty much event anyway. I don't know. It's just disappointing to me that I lost my Fire Red. I don't have any of my Game Boy Advance cartridges anymore. I don't know what happened to any of them. I think I sold my Ruby, or I mean not my Ruby, my Sapphire, because I had Emerald and I really wasn't worried about it. And then my Emerald and my Fire Red I think are in the same place, which is gone. And those were the 3 Game Boy Advance cartridges that I owned. So I have no idea where they went. It's disappointing to me because those were great games, and also those games are hard to find like in legit cartridges, because a lot of people fake them and sell fake cartridges on the internet, so you can't really buy them there. Like I bought my not my Fire Red, but my Red cartridge with no worry, because a lot of people they don't really fake the Game Boy Color games like the same way they fake the Game Boy Advance games. And I don't know why they're so popular to fake. Like it's hard to tell just by picture, but as soon as you get a hold of the cartridge, the people will know, and so it really doesn't help you to sell fake GBA cartridges. Like, I understand why some people would want to buy them because they're cheap and they serve the same functionality, but I don't know. To me, it's I don't know. I don't want a fake cartridge. It's just something about it. Just can't have it. Can't handle it. But moving on from that little tangent, this battle is important for 2 reasons. One, Elizabeth learns Poison Sting, which is not that important, and for a even more important reason coming up right now with Pikachu, or not Pikachu, why did I say Pikachu? What the hell? With Squirtle. Pikachu and Squirtle don't even look alike, have like similar cries or anything. They're not the same type. The only similarity is that they can be a starter if you're playing Yellow. Then I guess you consider Pikachu a starter, and they're in 1st gen. Then I guess they're on Ash's team, so those are like 3 similarities, but they're not close. Like, one's a turtle, one's a mouse. I don't know why in the world I would confuse the 2. But yeah, basically Squirtle evolves into Wartortle. I couldn't remember the name for a second, but I realized that giving all my Pokemon human names would make it a lot more confusing for me to just take them straight out of the PC, because I don't know which one's which, because I've given them all human names. But I do have a checklist as far as Pokemon that I've already caught and stuff, so it's less confusing. Oh, by the way, this Jigglypuff wasn't the first Pokemon I caught on the route. If you pay close attention, where I started and where I ended up after the battle were different. I just kind of like switched the video just to make one transition. It's just simple editing stuff, but I'm not like, I didn't randomly teleport. I'm not a wizard. I just flipped the thing, or I just cut when I found the one battle, and then I placed in the footage from this battle. Because I was looking for Jigglypuff the whole time anyway. I have all the other Pokemon on the route. If that was to confuse anybody, I don't think it would. That's what happened. On another note, I might be getting kind of sick, so hopefully commentating over all of this doesn't stress me out or stress out my voice and make me more sick. I do have water with me. I've been drinking plenty of water. I think I might end up having some emergency. It's to boost my immune system. Oh, and I think my Picasso nickname for Jigglypuff is quite fitting. And for those of you who watched the old Pokemon anime, you should know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then that's a shame. You should watch it to discover Jigglypuff's artistic skills that you would have never guessed were there. Jigglypuff is kind of a cool Pokemon. Never actually used one on a team though, because it's pretty useless stat-wise. But it has a cool persona because of what the anime did to it. It's made me like it, even though I've never used it on a team, basically. And so yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. I don't end up buying a Magikarp from the guy in the Pokemon Center that sells me one, because throughout the series I've been kind of scrapped for cash, because I've been buying so many Pokeballs and etc. So I don't end up buying a Magikarp from him. I get one later. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one, where we hopefully catch a few more Pokemon. See you guys next time. Bye.